Those who travel the world, what country is the worst to visit or rudest to visitors? Morocco. From being ripped off to children following me down a dark alley asking for money, to horrible hotel reception, to rich, spoiled locals at nightclubs. I've never been to any other country where I've been so relieved to leave. This is my answer. I've traveled pretty extensively and Morocco was the worst for me. Hit it! I figured that most people saying that their experiences in Morocco were mostly fine are dudes. As a woman, the sexual harassment I encountered was out of control. I love Italy, but Rome was not great for me. There was an overwhelming amount of shady people trying to take advantage of tourists. The local we were with warned us not to carry any valuables to any touristy spots because there was an 100% chance someone would try and pickpocket us. One evening, a group of dudes followed me around for almost an hour, harassing me because I was a teenage boy with long hair, which must have meant to them that I was gay. I'm not, but that didn't matter to them. Four grown-ass adults following around a teenage boy hurling insults in broken English. I was pretty terrified and have since had an appreciation for some of the challenges gay people have to deal with, just for being themselves. One dude at a train station tried to forcibly help my mom carry her luggage, aka run off with it. When we visited the Colosseum, a lady threw a bracelet at my sister, then started yelling at her, saying she was a thief and demanding she pay for it. Also, driving in Rome was terrifying. Courtesy on the road does not exist there, and everyone drives extremely aggressively. I saw a guy in a van hit someone on a Vespa, lean out the window and yell at him, then drove off. The Vespa guy just got up and left as if it was a regular occurrence. Absolutely a beautiful country, and most of the people were lovely, but a person without street smarts could have a bad time there. This was all more than 20 years ago though, so it may be different now. I want to say Russia, but not always. Russians will not smile until they know you. This includes customer service or salespeople. They are suspicious of everyone until you become friends. Then they are great friends to have. That's why I am hedging my bets. Moscow smells like trash and piss. Its gray year around St. Petersburg has either endless days where you can't sleep or endless nights where it's incredibly depressing. Food is also pretty meh. You can find really good food in expensive restaurants, but it's not gonna be Russian food, which is mostly animal fat, mayo, potato, and cabbage. Although I am glad this comment will be buried, because as I write this, I am realizing I actually miss Russia, and would go back for a visit in a heartbeat. The art, the literature, the architecture, the soul of the country, just the strength of its character. I kinda love it. I hope they get rid of their bullies soon. Russian people deserve better. I was in Moscow and had a good time. 2016. The Philippines probably has the worst traffic ever, and I don't even understand why there are so many damn cars on a tiny ass island. It makes a 20-30 commute turn into a 4-hour waiting game. Had a friend leave his suitcase in a cab and told him to take it back to where he was picked up, and he ran the 2 miles to the airport before he missed his flight. Said it's stupid how bad it is. The next time he went, he left where he was staying like 7 hours before his flight, and it's only like 15 miles away. There's a lot of people in that tiny ass island. India is tough for solo travelers. I was being harassed and followed by cab drivers or salesmen for miles. I'm a guy, and every time I took a taxi or tuk-tuk, they dropped me off at some random jewelry store or something because the driver gets a commission of free gas by doing so, or if I buy anything. Also, being white, I stood out and was a big target. Couldn't imagine being a woman alone in New Delhi. I'm sure some areas or cities are better. Yeah, I visited India as a solo Western female tourist. All this stuff happened, but also for some reason, staff at hotels or restaurants kept starting arguments with me. I don't argue, least of all as a visitor in another culture, so it was all very stressful. Also, random people trying to take my photo, even walking up and putting an arm around my shoulder while someone snaps a pic, then walking away without speaking to me. As if I was a statue. Why? Australia, hands down. I've never met so many douchebags concentrated in one area. It doesn't surprise me now that I've learned that's literally how Australia was founded. Britain exiled their shittiest people to an island far, far away from them. They're 20 to 30 years behind North America in terms of accepting people of different ethnic backgrounds. The USA are definitely up there when it comes to entering the country. I have never felt the least bit welcomed by TSA agents. Once you're done with that bullshit and finally get out of the airport, that changes drastically. Don't worry, even as Americans hate dealing with TSA and CBP, but after 9/11 everything's changed, so it's kind of understandable.